Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. This is episode number 5, I think so. And I kind of cut off a little prematurely last time, had to deal with some doorbell ringing, but here we go. So I overlooked doing this engineer. I want to upgrade this to an oil level 2. That's going to cost me all of his engineering points and 40 of my 105 political points. But that's fine. Like I said, right now, I want to kind of build up the resource generation early, so it has a longer effect on overall in my game. So we'll upgrade that immediately so we get the benefits of it quickly. Now, just to note, the difference between level 1 and level 2 raw is 20 to 60. It's pretty huge. Similarly, the difference between oil 1 and oil 2 is 250 and 1,000. So it's actually, let's see, it's actually 4 times more effective. And this actually scales even more so into the level 3. The oil goes up from 1,000 to 2,000, so 8 times the original. Whereas the raw actually only goes up to 5 times the original. It goes up from 60 to 100. So I don't often find it useful to upgrade the raw from level 2 to level 3. Especially because usually raw level 2 will get you by the initial stage. And hopefully if you can get through the initial area, your need for the rubber will be decreasing after that. Because it's mainly just to produce something. There's no maintenance cost of raws. Okay. There is road building, so if you do a one city start, or you do, well, not one city start, but if you do know roads, which I did for my first gameplay ever, it does take a lot of raws to build up the roads, but what I found is the AI does not respond well to no roads at all. And at least I like to limit initial roads, so you do have these kind of fun situations where roads don't connect. That's a lot of fun, but the AI seems to respond well to these as well, so it doesn't put you in like some massive advantage. Okay, so let's see. I have moved this unit here. It is capable of getting all the way over here, and I've thought about it on second thought. I might as well do this and then create another unit here, because we do have another 120 rangers just sitting in reserve, and there's no purpose for that. I think. Am I doing this incorrectly? I might be. Did these guys already get the rangers? They didn't, right? So I might have jumped the gun a little bit. No, I just transferred all the units in here, right? Yeah, 90 are there. So no rangers are missing. Oh, this unit is missing rangers. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll just call this Special Forces. And hopefully at the beginning of next turn, it'll have all 50 it needs. So that's 40 that are missing, that are needed. Which means 30 rangers are still available for deployment into a new troop type. I think I might as well do that as well. The philosophy here being the sooner these new divisions are set up, the quicker they're going to have their readiness back up to 100. Because we'll see that even doing the 30 rangers right now, it lowers their readiness to 75. And that readiness will be back up to 100 next turn. Which means even if I have to add another 20 rangers, I'm not going to set this to special forces because I don't want this unit to absorb some of the special forces, the ranger units that should go to this ranger unit. Okay, so when the next turn, this is at 100, I'll have to transfer in another 20 to make this a full unit. However, it'll only be 20 of the 50 at 75. The rest of the 30 of the rangers will be at 100. So I'm not going to do the math correctly. I think the readiness will be 90. Just whatever 30 times 100 plus 20 times 75 divided by 50 is. So yeah, we can actually do that in our heads. It's 450 divided by 5. Yeah, it is. It's 90. Yeah, that's a good guess. Okay, let's see, what else? I do want to make this unit into a machine gun unit. Yes. Let's go ahead and actually, I think I'm going to do this trick. I'm going to headquarters this, whoops. I'm going to headquarter this unit to my Supreme headquarters. Transfer the units in. I don't know how much transfer capacity I have left. Let's find out. Enough. Oh, actually, before I do that, I want to first transfer staff units in, because my staff units for these guys are getting really low. They only have 10, but they really need significantly more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer 20 in here, and 20 in here as well. Let's see what we have left. So that puts this guy at 55%. You can see how low it is. That's tripling his staff gave him only 50%. And tripling his staff gave him 68. So I really do need another 10 for each. Which means if I do this, set this up for a submachine gun guard unit, I'll just leave him in Oxford for the time being. And the reason why I want to do this is because I would like to move this machine gun unit here. And I'm not sure I need to defend this area to the south quite yet, but I do kind of like this position on the bank. This will give Oxford more protection, this triangle. Excuse me, goodness, let me take a drink. That's better. So that's my idea, with the philosophy behind that being, I don't expect the Germans will try to push past the river on this side without, supply, or if they cross this side, it'll be easy for me to cut them off on the opposite side of the river and then slowly close them out over here. I also don't expect that they'll be in supply, and I can very, very quickly come up with the necessary troops to fill in like the Suburban and Liverpool with extra machine guns, because my headquarters still has quite a few submachine guns and quite a few machine guns left over, which I haven't sent everywhere. I mean, there'll be some supplying this unit. By the way, I'm doing it this way so that next turn I'm just going to transfer this unit to the new headquarters. I think overall this results in a lower, yes, I think it results in overall a lower readiness decrease. In fact, maybe the best thing to do is to set it up as a headquarters for this unit and then let the transfer happen just immediately like this. Let's do it that way. I think that might actually be better. That will only be a drop in readiness of 25, and I think changing headquarters drops you by more than that. I think I just did it in the last video even, but I don't remember. Okay, so that's what we've done. We've set up more units down here, because this is a pretty tempting pass for them, I believe. We've set up, we want to do this. We want to move the machine gun here and this unit here. And I want to move this unit back here for support, because I want to actually push this unit up all the way, which means that this unit needs to support. Let me see if I'm supplied if I move just one forward. It seems like a weird place for him to move, but that's actually kind of where I want him. So it's fine if they choose to move here or here. I think I have all those angles covered. I just don't want this guy to slip through. Not that I couldn't handle him. He'll be cut off and I'll kill him for sure. But it'll just be a little annoying. It'll tie up a lot of my units tracking down one guy that I'd rather be pushing into Nîmes with. Okay. And I think that's all I want to do for this turn. Let's just check production real fast to make sure everything's set up, because I already forget what I'm doing for that. And I think it looks okay. Let's just make sure quickly that all of our production is used. There's no warning, unfortunately, when you make that mistake. I did calculate it. The mistake I made in London amounts to losing 40 riflemen, which is insane. That's quite a heavy loss. So I just deleted 40 of my own riflemen because there's no warning to tell you that, oh hey, your production isn't fully set. Which doesn't seem like it would take much to add a very quick notice that if cities are not all at 100% production usage, just give a little warning to the user. For the time, I mean, this is just what you have to deal with a very indie game like this, but I love this game way too much to let that stand in the way. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We're good for this turn. I just want to double check to make sure I didn't have to do anything with this engineer. No, he'll get there next turn. So that means this engineer in the north, we'll probably start moving him towards this oil. Yeah. And we're gonna really appreciate this oil stockpile later when we start getting oil units. I'm even considering using half tracks, which I've never used before. Not because I'm really think that they're going to make a huge difference, but for the novelty, really. Okay, so let's end the turn. And cross our fingers that nothing terrible happens. Okay. So there's some movement. Interesting. No battles yet. We're getting more oil, that's good. So they did push a little more seriously in. Did this work? Yes, these guys are at a... Let's see if this goes according to plan. Let's move 2 more engineer units in there. And they have a readiness of 90, just like we expected. I think I'm going to move this in to support the raw. Or what I'll probably do, actually, is move this unit in to support the raw. And move this unit in here. Because I'm not as worried about them pushing all the way to this suburban hex. That would be... I'd like to say suicidal. I think it would be suicidal. Because then we would just close the pocket. Alright, this engineer is going to move and we're going to upgrade this raw. Using... we don't have very many political points left. But I think upgrading your resources early, it just... From a return on investment standpoint, it makes sense to get that over with as soon as possible. And this engineer's next turn is going to be to move this oil. And we'll keep bouncing around until everything is level 2. Alright, interesting. This unit moved into... I don't actually understand that at all. And this is already an oil level 2. I'm actually considering using the engineers in the attack on this guy, because it's only 6 riflemen, they have low readiness, and I have pretty overwhelming odds here. What would an attack look like from both of these guys? I wouldn't have the attack stack penalty, we'd have a small concurrence. I don't know what this CONC stands for. I say concurrent sometimes, concentric, whatever you wanted to use to describe the fact that you're surrounding the enemy on more sides. And just a note, I'm attacking from 2 sides here, technically, but the places you're attacking from make a big difference. So if I attack from just 2 sides adjacent to each other, it's usually 5%. I guess it's only 5% here, but if you attack one from here and one from, well, this hex doesn't exist, but let's say here and here, you would get 10%. So surrounding the unit more, it does help, even if you're only attacking with the same number of units. How the attack stack works is you get 100 for attacking, no matter how many you're attacking from, so 1 or 2. And then after 2, every additional 3, 4, 5 adds an additional 50. So attacking from 3 hexes will give you an attack stack allotment of 150. 4 will give you 200, etc. How that works is, once you're over the attack stack, so if I was at 120 out of 100, my units will still attack. They won't fight with any lower attack value. Actually, what happens is they have lower defense, so they're more likely to be killed. I guess, I'm pretty sure that's true. The mechanic at work here, I think, is if you send too many troops into too small of an area, they're not able to tactically maneuver as optimally as if, you know, you just gave them enough area to work with to provide, you know, go to this area because there's more cover, etc. That's all. Again, that's always just my abstraction of some kind of gameplay mechanic that I see, but my head likes it when I give it reasonable reasons. Reasonable reasons. Those are good reasons indeed. For some gameplay mechanic to be in place. Okay, let's see what else we have. I think we will be attacking this unit, 24. Yeah. We have these guys kind of reversed, so the red is where the yellow should be, and vice versa. But interesting to note, they did drop... I mean, I don't know where this... I thought this unit was here last turn. Did they just move out of my way? Because I'm very happy to move forward with this guy. I don't think we need to attack because my readiness is not at 100. Now, I'm not quite... Oh, I'm exactly at 3 to 1. And their infantry gun is better on the attack than the defense. So, oh, yeah. Infantry 200 versus 50. So 200 points, combat points on the attack, 50 on the defense. So four times more effective when it's attacking. So that means that this 18 that we see here is slightly weighted in favor of attack. So it might be an opportunity for me to attack. In fact, if I can get this guy into the attack, he can't, no, because it'll cost him 70 to move here. How is that 70? Okay, so it's 40 to move here generally. I guess, is it because I'm moving through 2 zone of controls? I really don't understand how that works. I know it's 40 to move into this hex because 30 and then plus 10 for the stream. Plus 10 because of this brings us to 50, and plus 10 for moving through enemy zone of control brings us to 60, which will already prohibit us from attacking. I'm not sure where the extra 10 comes from that makes the movement cost here, say 70. But that's fine. We'll just live with it. It wouldn't help if it was 60, so. Alright, so let's do this attack. I don't like risking engineers, but I think for the overwhelming attack stack bonus that we get, I'm just hoping that we don't lose a single engineer. And hey, if we lose even like 1 engineer, I can always build like 1 unit of engineers at my headquarters. Seems like a real waste. Or I might even just leave this unit at 18 engineers. He'll have enough time, I think, to accrue engineering points when he gets over to this oil. Alright, so cross my fingers and here we go, let's attack. Yes! No engineers! Yes! Fantastic. Okay, so we lost 3 riflemen, which I don't care. Eventually I want to replace all my riflemen with engineers. Ironically, it looks like we only killed 2 of their riflemen, which I am a little... We actually took more losses than we inflicted. I'll probably... damn it. I was going to say I'll follow up that attack. So we can't do that, unfortunately. But at least we didn't lose any engineers. That's the good news. Now, these guys will... Oh, they could follow up the attack. I don't think I need to do that. I mean, the idea there was to kill more riflemen than we lost, but no luck today. That's fine. Let's just push on. We're going to leave this... We want this pocket formed. I like that. We'll probably even move forward. Oh, we definitely want to attack this guy. So let's do an attack from the red. This guy. So this will bring us up to 122 out of 100. But I think we will be slightly over. So we're going to go here, which is 172 out of 150. But we get the concentric bonus or concurrence bonus of 10%. Probably it's concentric bonus. And now we have way more than 3-to-1 odds. So I'm happy about that. And all of our units are fighting at 100% readiness, which is also fantastic. Okay, let's do this. That's not a good start. That's a terrible start. No! Oh my gosh. I have to be very honest. That was just an extremely unlucky attack. Extremely unlucky. We outnumbered them, I think, something like 3-to-1. Or much more than 3. So the initial was 204 to 20. We outnumbered them about 10-to-1. Maybe this is just a lesson on the attacks, being over the attack stack, that we took those extra losses. I'm still a little surprised it was that severe. After having played, many games of Advanced Tactics Gold, that's probably one of my worst attacks. I mean, as far as luck goes. But you have to live with that. You have to just assume, your commander's made a mistake in the field, and hopefully they'll learn from it. So we'll live and learn, It is interesting that we could follow up this attack. Is this the one who attacked? No, it's this guy who attacked. Yeah. So this would be a 10-to-1, and we would be under the attack stack. I think it might actually be worth it to do so. We could even move this rifleman in and do an even elevated attack. I think we'll do that, and then we'll just move this unit right here to prevent any capture of our supply line. Yeah. I'm just a little salty, a little upset that we lost that so poorly. So let's do both of these guys into an attack. I'm getting very unlucky. We still lost more men, and including 2 rangers, which are much more valuable than a rifleman. I'm just so confused how we got so unlucky. We had about 5-to-1 initial odds. That's fantastic. That's like a great number. 2 unlucky rolls. I guess these things just happen. I'm not going to complain about it too much. And I think I'll switch the position of these 2 guys. I don't think I want to attack this unit. 100 and 105. I'll be over the attack stack limit because these guys are more than 50 each. See, I'm going to move this guy here, and I'm going to move this guy here, so we start putting the red back where the red belong, and the yellow back where the yellow belong. Now that this guy's done attacking, I'm going to switch him over to the headquarters here. That means that this headquarters will start receiving extra rangers to reinforce this guy, even though he has no mechanism for delivering those troops. In fact, probably should go to production and switch this from tanks to trains to trucks. So this will save us a little bit of raws too, because each train costs 20 raw, but each truck only costs 4. However, this means as soon as we have trucks next turn, things will start costing a little bit of oil to use. Like transfer with land capacity using trucks, it does cost oil. Okay, so I think we're okay here. We can call this a Special Forces unit. And I think actually I'll probably create one more Ranger unit down here. This is a good setup, but we could use probably one more. London is our capital city after all. You can't defend it strong enough, you know. You can't send enough troops in. Now this is interesting. These guys are moving this way. I'm content with that. Even if they want to do some silly, which they could try to mount some kind of 3-sided attack. If these values are correct, they'd be at about 100 versus my 78. Plus I have 25% bonus for fighting in the forest, and my machine gun defend at like 3 times their, what is it? Yeah, they defend 3 times better, especially against, I mean, just against infantry. So I would gladly take that fight, let them do that. On top of that, we'll be pretty well entrenched. Okay. So these guys will receive their units this next turn. They have the 30-10 allotment, so that'll happen like without before we even get into the next turn. Question is, what should I do with this 142? I think this should be a reserve unit that we use for possibly defending against incursions across the river. So I'm going to move this guy 1 unit down here. He's kind of my reserve unit. If this guy pushes forward, I might even move him into here, which is probably the best. These 2 are very good defensive points. They control any river crossings. Here, here, or here, if I take these 2. And also here, indirectly, because if they go here, that's probably where they will go. If I were them, I would cross there. Because to attack a unit here, you would suffer a river crossing from here, here, and here. You can only attack this unit from 2 squares, 2 hexes, and not have a river crossing penalty, which makes it a pretty good defensive point too. However, I'd rather them cross and fight them with 2, because I think I can cut them off and just bleed them out of supply. Alright, so let me continue with my creation of units here. This is kind of silly. I actually could have done this in a different way, but it's fine. I could have just made a Blake unit, called it a model, the special units model, and let him automatically reinforce. And next turn his readiness will be 100, but I guess that's kind of silly because his readiness will be at 100 next turn anyway. So that's fine. Now we have 70 rangers left over, and plenty of submachine guns and rifles. Well, not rifles, machine guns. Not so many machine guns, though. Who needs to receive extra troops? I know that this guy's going to receive troops. This unit wants to receive troops, but it can't because my unit here has no trucks. What I could do is I can increase my staff. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's increase our staff. I don't think I need to move any of these units, any of the staff. So let's do that. Okay, do I need to... Is this guy... He's at 80%. That's fine. The only person who I would like to move is this headquarters units, really. Because this unit, for example, is at 0% proximity, and this one's at 40%. The further north this guy gets, the more coverage he'll have. Now, probably what I should do is just switch this guy over from the red to the yellow. Because he's definitely, if he's at 0%, he'd be much more effective. I'm actually going to do that right now because some of the units are already low readiness, so it won't affect them that much. It'll have a lower total effect. So it does drop everything by half, but the readiness for this guy was already 62. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. And this guy's okay where he is. He'll even increase his readiness. Did I want to move forward here? I think I do. Yeah, it's either move forward or attack. And I've been so unlucky with my attacks, which is strange. I guess I'm not finding the ranger unit very effective. What's even more confusing is these are ranger 2s and rifleman 2s. They should be really cleaning up the enemy units because they have higher defensive stats. You know, they have higher hit points. We really haven't seen that though. So do we go for broke and attack, or do we push forward? That'll force them to make a move, which will probably be to cut me off. Actually, I think what I'll do is something like this. I'm going to move this unit forward one like this. This unit in preparation for like any kind of forward movement from this unit. If the enemy crosses the stream here, I'll be prepared to defend. I am exposing my staff slightly, but oh, and that means that this unit won't get his submachine guns, so I actually cannot do this. Well, I'll move back. It didn't cost us anything to move forward and move back. I'm going to leave this unit here still. It's okay if he doesn't defend. He's defending this hex by proximity. If somebody moves in here, we'll just attack. That's fine. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to move this unit forward to kind of cover this huge, very important crossroads area. I need this lane open to keep supply going to the north, which is why this guy's also here. I need to control this area. It's very important. But because this area is not important, I'm willing to induce them to move forward by pushing forward myself. Now there's a chance, because my reconnaissance isn't too high on this hex, that there's a unit here, and if I tried to move in, which I could try, I'll be surprised, which means my units will take a lot of casualties. So I'm not going to move any further forward. And we're at 28 minutes, so I think... Looks like I should do a little bit of adjustment here. Move this unit forward to defend the supply line, and I think I'll probably take a unit of here and move him here to secure this supply line more as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We have 50 and 50, that's perfect. It'll be harder for them to attack this one. They can only attack it from one hex. If they wanted to move here, they could attack this one from 2 hexes, both these places. So that's why I want to defend this one a little more. Bristol, obviously they can only attack from this hex, but just because it's so important, I want to make sure I defend it with enough. The good news is I have a full submachine gun defense in here, and also submachine guns defending here. And on top of that, I have ranger units. So I feel pretty secure, especially because they're in a city and getting a lot of entrenchment. I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so this guy, we're going to go ahead and... I guess we'll actually keep him here. Sadly, he's going to have to defend. Sooner that he can get out and start moving over to this oil, the better. Although this is a contested area, it's probably not too good of an idea right now to send him that far forward. Maybe I'll send him to this oil instead. I think that's enough thinking for now. So let's go ahead and end this turn. Oh, do I need to do anything else with production before I go? I don't have a whole lot of machine guns being built, and they are one of my favorite units. So I think I'm going to sacrifice the supply here. Let's just quickly check and see how much supply do I have. I'm building a stockpile of 2100, but I have 2300 requested. That's not a good sign. That means that, yes, I need to actually produce more supply, not less. But I do have a way of doing that. I can actually cut the political point production here by 50, double the supply production, and then still increase also double my machine gun production. So political points will just have to take a hit for the time being. I don't think I need them. The next thing I want to research is artillery, but I need a lot of political points to do that because I want enough political points to build a factory as well. Okay. Staff will keep coming. I think I'm going to cut down ranger production a bit, especially because I'm pretty disappointed by their effectiveness so far. We'll double supply production. Oh, we can't. So we'll do 50 of that. He has 0 left over, so we might as well just... I don't need to delete the bottom one. What should we get? I guess I'll get staff. We're at 4,000 supply. I think that's enough. 24 political points, not a whole lot. A few more machine guns. Probably more staff than we need. Where's our other staff production? So we have staff 16, and here's 40. I don't think we need that many staff. 32 seems like enough because we have a lot of staff in our main headquarters that we have to disperse around. I think what I'm going to do is... I need 70% to build more riflemen, or rangers. Well, I could do this. This will just be a slightly decreased production of staff here, and we increase supply. We increase our political points. I don't remember which one this had, if it was supply or political points before, but probably it was all political points, and we reduced this from 50 to 20 to get this up to 30. Short-term memory is not working so well right now, so that's good enough. We'll go ahead and see what the enemy does, so I can think about what to do in my next turn, off camera. End turn. Here we go. Wow, they pushed forward. Wow. Oh my gosh, they really pushed forward. Okay, no attacks, which really is not that good. I want them to attack me. Crazy. So they just went for it. They just decided, let's close the gap. Very, very interesting. I'm definitely going to counter that. I think I'll do a 4-sided attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, can this guy move an attack? Yeah. I'll probably do a 5-sided attack. In fact, I can do a 6-sided attack. I can move this unit here, this unit here, create a new unit, move him here, get this unit here, and do a complete surroundment attack. Obviously, if that happens, even in this case, I don't think any of their units are allowed to retreat. They just get eliminated because they can't trace a path back to their front. So they're pushing in here. They did cross exactly where I thought that they might. That's a good idea for them, but it doesn't hurt me because it doesn't cut off my supply. This is insane. They just pushed so far forward here. Plymouth is actually threatened. Can I attack this unit? No. Instead of attacking him, I might have to just bypass and move, which means he can cut off my supply on the next turn. Really good aggressive maneuver from them. I didn't think that they'd actually do it. And they actually did defend the suburban here too, so that's really smart. So the Germans are kind of I don't know. I'm not too worried about them, but the French are so aggressive. Have these guys even moved back? What is even going on? And this unit is so silly. It's just asking to be destroyed. Well, very interesting. We'll pick this up in the next episode where there'll be a lot of attacking. Until then, take care.